Not to brag, but being 13 means I'm officially a grown-up, at least according to the Toronto Transit Commission.
Good for you.
Yeah, that was a clip from Turning Red, directed by Oscar Award winner Domee Shi and produced by Lindsey Collins. They are both joining me right here in studio. Very, very exciting. First of all, congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you.
Like I said, off screen, I watched this twice. I couldn't get enough of it. There was so much humor. There was so much relatable content in it. But Domee, I want to start with you. How do you convince Pixar to not only, of course, feature this beautiful city, but get all the iconic landmarks in there as well?
Yeah, well, I pitched Turning Red as a very personal story, and since I grew up in Toronto, I had to set it in Toronto, and I think Pixar was down for it because you don't see Toronto in movies a lot, and they're all about trying to make unique-looking movies, really pushing the boundaries of storytelling, and then a Chinese-Canadian girl going through magical puberty in Toronto was just an irresistible story.
That was your opening line.
Yeah, exactly.
Lindsey, what was it like to have, of course, Domee be a part of this project? She's obviously someone we love here. She grew up here. But what was it about the story that made it so special for you?
Well, I think if anybody has seen Bao, her short film, you kind of get a sense of what her style and her tone and her voice is, which is super fresh and unique. And when she kind of pitched a story about, magical puberty, I think everybody was like, oh, I need to see that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we knew it was going to be bold and kind of unapologetic, and certainly at Pixar, it felt like something we had never seen before. So that's what gets everybody excited.
And speaking about, it is an Oscar-winning short film, something that I have watched, again, also multiple times and brings me to tears. Something I show my daughter as well, too. I'm like, this is our relationship right here. But what I love is that your family has been featured in some of these projects, and there's even stories in Turning Red that, they come from your family. So did you ever think that your family story would be part of all the success?
No, not at all.
Your mom did. She was like, I know.
She was like, yes, this is why I did all. This is why I embarrassed you for all those years, so that you'd have material for your stories. No, but that's like the beauty of Pixar. I think like working at Pixar, they really encourage their directors to pull from their own lives, their own kind of personal experiences and stories to tell these more universal themed stories. And and I really felt like encouraged to kind of pull from, I guess, the most important relationships in my life, which all revolved around my mother in some way.
Yeah, and what was her reaction like when she actually saw it?
She hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, my goodness.
She's going to see it tomorrow here in Toronto.
Have you warned her?
I'm going to get dinner with her tonight, so I'm going to, prepare her for it.
I love that. Lindsey, one of the things that I really enjoyed about the film as well was just all the aspects of turning into a teenager, right? Like the drama, the dynamic between the mom and daughter, which I'm gearing up for. I have an 11-year-old. And, the open conversation about getting your period. Why was it so important to feature all of that?
Well, I think, again, the fact that, the story was intended to be a very kind of real and modern and kind of unapologetic, nuanced look at girls at that age. I think you have to tell all those parts because you don't normally get to see it very much. It's certainly on films. So I think it was really fun for us to not only kind of dive deep into our own memories of what it was to be 13 years old, but also we had a bunch of, guys on the crew who were like, really? That's what you guys would talk about? And we're like, oh, yeah. Yes. No, it's true. We do, people drawing and crushing on boys and mermaids
that was
and all of that.
Oh my gosh, mermaid life. That's still real.
It is
to this
still
day.
real.
It's still real. It was so great, and I'm pretty sure I will be that when my daughter goes through that. Just that freak out moment without giving too much away. As you can imagine, any parent would probably go through that.
Our ancestors had a mystical connection with red pandas.
Are you kidding me? This little quirk runs in our family.
Yes, of course, that voice was the one and only Sandra Oh. Sandra plays the mother in Pixar's Turning Red. Also voicing a role in the movie is Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, who we know and love from Never Have I Ever. She plays one of the best friends, Priya, who's also one of my favorite characters, not being biased at all. They're both in studio with us, along with director Domee Shi and producer Lindsey Collins. Good morning to the both of you. Sandra, I want to start off by talking to you first. You know, we have seen so many beautiful animations around the Asian culture, but a lot of them have been about the history, which is, of course, very important and beautiful. But how important do you think it is now to also look at the Asian culture in the modern way?
Oh, so important. Also because, of course, it has a deeply cultural aspect to it, but any 13-year-old who's going through the beautiful change of puberty and adolescence is going to have to deal with a parent in one way or another.
Yes.
So if you're dealing with your mom, there's a little special understanding and flavor to those of us who have grown up with Asian moms.
Yes.
And the high expectation and the demands, and as I say, the hypervigilance and the hyper kind of love that they give us. So I think it was, for me, it was so special that, you know, this is Domee Shi, our director's personal kind of experience and love letter to her mom, herself, and honestly to Toronto.
Yes.
So it's just a great thing to be able to bring to the world.
Yes, Maitreyi, like I said, I love your character Priya. Not being
good,
biased,
Priya.
but I literally had a friend like Priya who was so chill in high school. But one of the things I noticed and loved right away when we see the group of friends is how different and unique they all are, which is kind of the reality in our high schools these days. So do you think that Pixar is getting it right? And do you think this is a film that is going to set that tone moving forward, that we bring more real relationships?
Honestly, I'd give them more credit than just getting it right, but rather showing what's amazing. Because they got it right totally with the diversity of, like, that friend group, of the personalities, the cultural backgrounds. That was how my friend group was when I was going through middle school and high school. But they're also showing a positive group of female friends, which I think is going above and beyond, because we don't really get to see that all the time in TV and film.
No.
And here is a positive example of, you know, 4 girls that are just there for each other. They're each other's ride or dies, and they aren't fighting over guys.
No.
They don't have, you know, bickering matches. They're just, you know,
Loving
a girl gang, just chilling.
And they have each other's back no matter what.
Exactly, and that's realistic, but that's also what I'm very thankful my little cousin gets to see, because she can see that and want that when she goes into high school and middle school and is just excited about that friendship.
If
I can add, it has to do, that's also Pixar getting it right, but it has to do with the filmmakers.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's the fact that Pixar is supporting the filmmaker's voice, and this is the vision of how we see the world.
Yes.
This is how we present girls. This is how we present the way that we grew up. So it's really, it has to do with the creators.
And I mean, that really takes me to my next question. You know, Sandra, you are, I mean, the number of accolades for you, you really are at a point, or you have been, safe to say, for a while, where you can really pick and choose what you want. And perhaps this is what was the reason that you just had to say yes to this project?
Oh, there's a lot of reasons. but again, it's
We've got
for
like
me.
a minute.
No, for me, it is. It's because this entire film is focused on a 13-year-old Chinese-Canadian girl and her deep experience going through life, her relationship with her mom. I'm like, I think all of us, well, maybe not you, because you're so young, but it's like, I wish I had this movie.
Yes.
When I was 10.
Yes.
Let's just say that I could see only myself, but it's see like the changes that are coming. And you know, also the thing that I'm so proud of the film is like it provides a language to talk about emotion. It provides a language to talk about the changes that kids are going through. And again, it's like hats off to our creators who have been able to be supported to tell that story.
I love that so much. We don't have too much time, but Maitreyi, perhaps you can tell me one most embarrassing moment. There's a part in this movie where the mom is like, I can't give away too much, but it's about the period, right? One embarrassing moment with your parents.
Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna disappoint, but I do have a moment. I mean, my mom was always very open about getting your period. I always knew what a period was. I can't remember a time when I didn't. She never like had a nickname for it. It was just, this is gonna happen, Maitreyi, and that's how it's gonna be, and you're gonna be okay. So then, the day I got my period, I thought we were gonna be chill about this, right? Because we've been chill my whole life, right? Right? No, she was like, oh my
She cried.
God.
She cried, yes. No, I know. But it's so emotional
like,
for
why
us.
are you crying?
No, because
This
it's
is
such a
weird.
beautiful thing.
No, what are you saying?
It is.
What are you
This is. It's like I'm so happy.
Am I
I'm so
reliving
proud
this
of you.
right now?
It is.
I already had
I had my period a couple years back.
I know
but
you've
thank
had
you
your
for
period
being,
for a while.
Okay, thank you for being proud of me. I appreciate it.
We're gonna let them console each other. Disney and Pixar's Turning Red is streaming exclusively on Disney Plus on March 11th. Don't go anywhere. Are you gonna be okay?
I don't know. I don't know, but I am a woman now. And I am
You
so
are a
proud.
woman now.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.